And then hang on, right? And then I'll click podcast. And then we're here.
Hey!
Hello, everybody.
Wow! Oh my god, first try.
You're very good.
This is wild. Hi, everybody. How are we doing? Welcome to the Subpar Poddy C episode number 61. It is officially,
Unofficially,
the best podcast on the internet, and we are joined by the best German on the internet. It is Godsmilla himself. How you doing, Smilla?
I am doing great. I just woke up. How are you doing?
you're such a gamer. We had on Twitter when we said that you were going to be on here. We had a lot of comments from it's Godsmilla's team's like mental coach or something, and he or she predicted quite strongly that you wouldn't wake up in time. So you've already proven them wrong. So well done.
It took me a few attempts. I actually was supposed to get up at 9, but like it ended up being 11 my time. So.
Well, when I asked you originally, like for a time, okay, but Smilla, when you're good to record, because normally pros are like, yeah, can we record at like 3? Because I wake up at 2:30, and I'm like, no, we're recording in the morning, and that's all you get. And you, to be fair, you literally said, yeah, let's go. I think it's midday your time, because it'll force me to get out of bed, which
Respect.
I liked. I respect that.
I like doing things in the morning, so then they're done. So.
Yeah. No, that's good. So you're getting us out of the way so you can carry on playing Rocket League.
I was thinking that, so it's done. Is that how you see this, mate? This is the amount of people that we have begging us to be on the Subpar Poddy C.
I was actually one of them, but you denied me for a while.
Because we had to wait until the moment was right. And aren't you glad we did? Because now you are everything that everybody cares about in Rocket League, my friend.
You're good now. You're right. Sorry that before we thought, look, right, we'll dangle the carrot. Okay, and then you'll want to keep chasing that carrot so then you can come on the Poddy C. Nothing to do with recognition, nothing to do with RLCS points, nothing
money.
to do with the money. No, it was the Poddy C spot. And here we are.
Yeah.
Smilla, firstly, you've had a huge weekend over the RLCS X. The start of spring has been huge for you. How are you feeling, just before we get into the results, about how Rocket League is going for you at the moment? Must be a good mood right now.
Pretty relieved actually. I kind of had the choice at the start of this year whether I want to stay subbing for SNG, which would have allowed me to just focus on content and just focus on uni and whatsoever. But I was kind of getting bored of not doing anything, and I kind of just still wanted to compete. So having like the relief of deciding to leave an organization, to just have no financial backing whatsoever anymore, and just dive in there with 2 new teammates that I never really played with before, and do really well. Is relieving, like super relieving. I'm
honestly so happy because me and Cole, for a while, we have said we want to see Smilla off the bench, and it's nice. As soon as we saw that tweet, genuinely, I reacted on Twitter of saying like, I'm really happy, like looking forward to seeing where this team ends up going. That might honestly be one of my favorite bits of roster news that we have seen, because it has been such a long time coming. And it's good because we've known each other for a long time. Like, from the Gfinity Elite Series and everything like that. Cole, I know me and you have got very fond memories of the Elite Series, of going down there every week.
Yeah, we do. It was a huge part of our early careers for Stumpy and me, Smilla, where every Friday after work, back when we were at the office, we'd train down, hang out, Fulham Broadway, meet up, get a Pepe's, get some nice chicken, and the next day, there we'd be in this massive studio, which was way too nice for any of us.
Way too nice,
that we deserved, yeah. And you'd be rocking out. And I believe, Smilla, that you did all 4 seasons of the Gfinity Elite Series. Is that correct?
No.
Which ones did you do? I know you definitely did the 4th one. This is all about 3 years ago.
I actually only did the 4th one.
Was it only the 4th?
I was supposed to do the 3rd one, but there was a lot of like roster or like organization shuffles where the Gfinity Elite Series orgs just could not decide on a team. So like, I was one of the few that just.
Oh no!
Well, I'm glad you got to do the 4th one. I'm glad you got to experience the magic of the Gfinity Elite Series. It was amazing because I mean, we had to travel down there via train, and I think every week some people were like, "Oh, I got to get a train."
So
but you had to bloody fly over here every time. Did it feel worth it in the moment when you were on a plane yet again?
Oh, I love flying. I love traveling. So there was one like it was still fun to just go there.
Okay.
Even to shitty London.
I mean, yeah.
It's only down the road. Like, it's boring. No, okay, it was so nice, like, just being able to see everybody, but not having LANs, as everybody has said in pretty much every one of our podcasts throughout 2020. Man, I can't wait for LANs to come back. But like now that you're sort of making a decent claim of like being up in one of the top teams that could make it into the like regional events at the end when they end up becoming LANs, it must be even more exciting knowing that you could then be on that massive stage.
Not really. I don't think I really care whether I play it or not. I just want to go and see people again. Like I miss everyone so much. It's every time I go to a LAN, it's like so many people I see there. I know it could technically be the last time I ever see them. Like Seth Yu is one example. I've been like friends with him for a long time, and now he retired, and I don't know if I'll ever see him again. And now I have that feeling with pretty much everyone in the Rocket League scene.
That's
I kind of want to see people again.
It's a very melancholy way to look at LANs. But you are, of course, right. It is temporary. And I think that we've had a solid year plus of those potential last meetings with people stolen away from us. And I think that's why it sucks so much, because with somebody like Sathu, who retired during the pandemic, and also Rizzo as well. He's just announced that this will be his last split. So his last set of regionals is split, isn't it? So his his swan song, his goodbye, is going to be online. But I think
it's only this weekend as well, Cole. But I think
is it just Regional 1?
As far as I sort of looked at his video last night, I think he's only doing Regional 1, and then they're getting their sub in to then do 2 and 3. So I believe this weekend is his last weekend.
Wow. So yeah, that means that his final one is going to be online. But the good thing about Rizzo is that he will definitely still be at LANs. I don't think you can keep him away from them. And I guess, Smilla, if you ever stop playing Rocket League in 5 years' time, will you be the same, do you reckon? Will you still be coming down and watching this little esport continue to do what it does best?
Right now, I would say yeah, but I don't know what happens. Like, maybe all of my friends that are currently playing don't compete anymore either, and I don't know anyone. It's just a bunch of like 15-year-olds that.
That's esports.
Speaking from the lofty heights of being like 20 or however young you are. All these 15-year-olds.
I actually turned 21 like 4 weeks ago.
Oh, so close. Wait, 4 weeks ago.
Happy Godsmilla.
Wait, whoa.
Day. What?
How close to my birthday is it? What date?
16th.
16th. We're 4 days apart.
Because you're the 12th.
We're basically brothers.
You're famously the 12th, Stumpy?
Yeah, that's not how that
no,
works.
That's how brothers works, right? What, are we not brothers? What the fuck? Okay, fair enough.
Stumpy, you've left me hanging. Can we sing the subpar Happy Birthday song for God's sake? Don't do that face.
Happy birthday, Smilla. Happy birthday,
Acronik, Freakii's Godsmilla's team.
Happy
Poddy, finally
Poddy
famous enough.
C.
Godsmilla.
Happy day.
Not on the bench, Smilla birthday. Now, why did you look
God,
so?
he hated that, didn't he? Holy shit!
Smilla,
This was
an honor.
the first birthday of my life where I did not have to sit through someone singing for me, and you guys just ruined it.
I'm going to take you to a restaurant, Godsmilla, and I'm going to tell them it's your birthday. I'm going to take you to like a Fatty Arbuckles or something, and they're all going to come out with candles.
Sorry. Oh,
You
what
know?
the fuck?
No, was it fat? It's Fatty something. There's
People
Arbuckles.
think you're joking now, but I know you'll actually do it.
What's the Fatty?
God, what the fuck? I'll take you to a Fatty Arbuckle.
No, there's a Fatty something though, because you're right. I've mixed up two. No, it is Fatty Arbuckles. There is a Fatty Arbuckles. Fatty Arbuckles American Diners was an American-themed restaurant chain in the United Kingdom.
Where?
It's on Wikipedia.
I've never heard of
this,
that.
Put this in your little preview window, mate. Me being right.
Why didn't you say like TGI or something? What's Fatty Arbuckles?
That was one in Ipswich.
That's the shittest logo.
The last remaining Arbuckles was
seen.
closed by 2006.
Right, look at this logo. Look at that. That is awful.
Mate, he's got a camera.
That's so bad.
I don't know why that popped into my brain. My brain is a weird thing. So, Godsmilla, do you want to come back to 2006 and go to a Fatty Arbuckles in Ipswich with me?
No.
Do you want to come to a TGI Fridays with me, Smilla?
No.
Wow. That guy's the logo.
Keeps
It looks like
angry.
there's a pair of boobs above like a minigun.
So it's some tits on a minigun with an angry man shooting some fatties at Arbuckles.
Okay.
Right,
Back to the podcast. What the hell? Why was that a thing?
I don't know.
Fatty Arbuckles. You could have
You know,
said.
there's, if anyone listening to this right now has ever been to or worked at a Fatty Arbuckles, then please let us know using hashtag
Please.
Poddy C or whatever.
Please. Okay, well, this is all coming after. We said about your weekend that you have had in the RLCS Spring Split. You have had an amazing start to it on Godsmilla's team. Firstly, did you actually name that team, or was it like a meme internally that then you just took and ran with?
So we played some weekly tournament. I think it was Euro at GG or something. And we just couldn't be ours to come up with a team name. And so we just sat there like in the sign-up screen. And I was like, okay, I'll just name it Godsmilla's team. Like, you know, because back in the Gfinity days, when you just created a new team, if you didn't name it, it was called like the player name and then the team. So I was like, I'll just do that. And then we won that, and then we signed up for RLCS, and it was like, I just keep using that name. I obviously agreed instantly. Like, it's perfect branding for me.
It is. It's such good branding for you because you had 150,000 as a streamer yourself, and this is something that we have praised every pro that streams. You are one of them. You've been consistent with it. I've been subbed to you for I think 11 months by now. It's fantastic. I love your streams genuinely. If anybody hasn't watched Godsmilla streams, do. They're chill. They're funny. Good conversation. Good gameplay. But the exposure, the hashtag exposure that you get from having 150,000 people, because when it's Godsmilla's team and you're Godsmilla, you're not, say someone tunes in for the first time, normally the players will blend into one, right? It's a bunch of cars. Whereas Godsmilla stands out. Because it's like, oh, that's the Godsmilla. I don't know what the fuck a Godsmilla is, but you're the Godsmilla. I'll check out this guy. Have you noticed a bump? Have you streamed since the RLCS at all and seen a bump?
Not much, actually. I think I had 2 streams since then. And I think I went from like 150-ish average viewers to like 350 average.
Oh, yes!
So that's pretty good.
I love that.
However, same thing happened to Acronik. So his stream also just blew up entirely. I think we just got a big hype as a team.
Acronik was also like incredible. Like this past weekend,
he's amazing. Yeah,
it was like so he's
good.
People that don't know, people watch on YouTube. We stream this live to our Twitch channel, twitch.tv/subparbitnhd, and Acronik right now is in the chat, and he has done it. I hadn't heard much about him beforehand. He is a new pickup to the team. You guys have obviously teamed with him very recently. Seeing how incredibly good Acronik was, essentially for me, and a lot of people who were watching, out of nowhere, it was astounding. Like, straight up getting to the point of, I think it's an easy conversion to say the European first killer in that way. Young player, unbelievably mechanical, and has started now to show up on a 3v3 team. Having him on your side, Smilla, must be so fun just to watch.
Yeah.
Come on, give him credit.
It's amazing. It's amazing. Like at some point, like when we started playing with him, he kept like just scoring amazing goals. Like I don't know, double reset, insane corner reads whatsoever. And now when he scores like a normal like double touch, he goes for the setup. I just know it's gonna be a goal. And it just became like normal to me at this point. So yeah, he's super talented. He's so good. He has like just a super big career ahead of him. So I'm pretty fucking glad. Oh, sorry for saying the F word.
Fuck it. Go ahead.
Oh, fuck yeah. Okay. Fuck yeah. I'm super glad that I'm the one that's like starting off his career with him.
Yeah, it's great because I was actually chatting to Linnea this morning about the fact that you and Freakii have brought in this young up-and-comer who might be a little bit rough around the edges, but you guys have the experience to really hone him and make him the player that he can be. And it reminds me a lot of when Dignitas brought in Aztral. And Violent Panda, his mechanics improved a lot from training with Aztral. And we had Virgil on the podcast, and he was saying that they'd go into a 1v1 and do a flip reset only. And obviously Violent Panda would get absolutely smashed. But over time, he was getting more goals, right? And thus improving. Have you and Freakii been doing that with Acronik? Because this kid is a talent. And I'm sure that even though you have more experience, there's mechanics that you can learn from him.
I do it without him at like 4 a.m. in 3's ranked.
Right. How to train 3's ranked.
So no one I know sees it. But it's definitely like worth a shot. Right now we're just focusing on just gluing the team together. But it's definitely, I think he'll help us work to become mechanical beasts.
I mean, like, spring started off, like I said, it was amazing to watch. You were in Group C. It looked like a really hard team. It was you guys, then with Alpha AF, Vitality, Solary, and Endpoint. That is a really big team to just look at before the weekend starts. Okay, We need to do well here. Let's try and get the third full spot because presumably then Vitality and Solary get the first two. But then you guys ended up going 2-2, which is a great result. Did you expect to come out beating Vitality, Solary, or Endpoint? Ended up being Endpoint, but did you expect to beat any of them?
I never expect to beat anyone, but we knew that we could beat them. I love playing against Endpoint because back then when I was with SNG, we always watched replays of them because we would always lose. So I kind of just figured them out at this point, I think. So I was kind of really looking forward to just playing them again. Vitality and was it Solary? However,
yeah,
it's
Solary, yeah.
They're hard to play against. They're obviously a tons of experience, like not a lot of mistakes to punish. We knew we could win. We didn't expect to win. we didn't win. But no, we definitely know that we can beat everyone when we play well.
I mean, you say that Solary aren't easy to beat, but you made me look very, very silly.
I love you so much
on my
for
Championship Sunday debut at Godsmilla, because I predicted that Solary would win the entire thing. I thought they'd go through the second part of the bracket and do BDS in the finals, and then 4 games later, apparently you figured them out quickly. You've been learning how to beat opponents. 4-0. What the hell was that?
It's pretty good.
It was beautiful.
good start to the day. I actually saw your prediction as well. My Discord sent me clips of it. I was just laughing, and I know.
Did you see mine?
Yes, I saw you 10. I saw you 10.
And on the day, I predicted that you guys would beat Solary. I also said that in the quarterfinals, Smilla's team would beat Solary, and genuinely, everybody laughed at me. And in fairness, I see why. Like, I do get that, but also, fuck you, Johnny Boy. Fuck you, Korkov. Fuck you, Shogun. Godsmilla's team got the quarterfinals, and I didn't expect it, in fairness, to be a 4-0. Did you? When you walked away from that matchup and you had just taken them down, they didn't win a game. I think they got like 2 goals, or was that series? Might have been another series. But you guys ended up beating them 4-0 regardless. When you walked away from it, were you just like, oh shit, that was Solary. They're actually really good. How did we do that?
Nah, we were extremely hyped, which was actually good because we had like I think 3 best of 7s. Actually 2. I think we had to wait 2. So we had like a semi-long break to just calm down again when we really needed that. I think if we just jumped into the next game instantly, our emotions would have been like completely all over the place. But we were hyped. We were hyped.
You could see it on the cameras.
We just beat Solary, and we knew we played well.
Yeah. Like the cameras as well, you could see you guys like jumping around. I think you scored the winning goal as well in that series.
No, I think it was Acronik.
Was it Acronik?
I think we had like a 3-man passing play. It was actually a really nice goal.
Okay, the cameras at the end when you guys were, like you said, jumping around.
I scored the winning goal against Queso the day before.
Okay, so that was it. Yeah.
Oh yeah. 2 seconds left.
What I love seeing from these cameras, and I want to actually know your perspective on this, is that from a viewer perspective, from a cast perspective, I can see what the team mentality is like. Like, you can see in breaks and stuff, when you guys are beating Solary, I think Aztral might have said one word. Like, he literally said something and just sat back. Didn't look at anybody, wasn't talking to his team. Seeing it from a few other teams as well, not just Aztral by any means, but seeing the excitement as well from you guys and jumping around, as a viewer, it makes the experience 1,000 times better. Have you gone back and watched any of these series and seen what your opponents were doing, like mid-game
at
all?
Of course, all of them. We were actually laughing at Aztral quite a bit. We know how tilted he is, and like while playing, we even were like, "Oh, Aztral, he moves tilted." Like,
can you sense it? Can you sense? So when you were playing Solary, you could sense from the way their cars are moving that Aztral wasn't having a good time emotionally, or blah blah blah.
The thing is, you know that Aztral is like, he's easy to tilt. He tilts pretty fast. So you kind of just assume it, and then you like see him like not moving his car anymore after a goal, and you just see his car like flopping away. Yeah, you can definitely see it.
Is that just of Aztral, or would you be able to even subconsciously tell with a Metsonorus or with a Fairy Peak that they're just starting to get a little bit annoyed, or that they're really feeling it?
Not really. It's just like with the tilt heavier players. I don't want to say any names, but
that's fair.
With some you can just tell. I don't really know why.
I mean, having those cameras on, I'm sure we've seen it everywhere, like on the subreddit, on Twitter. Like, the gifts of celebrations with Fairy Peak, especially where when we're like in the casting green room, Fairy's camera is like 2 FPS, and he'll go from normal to Fairy Pog, where he's shouting, and then next frame back to normal, back to
so
fine.
funny.
It's so fucking funny. I love it. I think the cameras have been an amazing addition. I'm looking forward to seeing them continue. I know, Cole, you've said previously that the cameras have been saying that I know we've disagreed on, but I think they've found a really nice level of bringing them in when either there's a really like intense overtime, like there's a moment where it's like, oh my god, how are they reacting to that awesome save, or when a goal goes in. I think it's great timing.
Yeah, they used to have them in the whole time, like during DreamHacks. You'd see 6 little boxes of players doing nothing, and you wouldn't know when to look at them, and it would be a bit much to me. But the timing they have now of bringing them in at those key moments, in my opinion, in the online context, they've nailed it.
Yeah, I agree. It's amazing. However, I hope that we get coach cams, because in our tactical timeout, I got like a lot of messages, because we were just sitting there silent, because obviously our coach expert was talking, and we just sat there and like no one saying anything, and got so many messages being like, "Are you guys tilted? Like, why do you call a timeout and just?"
No, he's so weird calling a timeout and just sitting silent.
So I hope, like, especially for newer viewers, like I feel like they wouldn't know what's going on. So I just hope that we get like a coach cam to make us look less stupid.
that would actually be really good, because I imagine there are some coaches, especially Virgin stuff as well, who would like, he's our main example because of just how good he is, like generally, where I imagine if there was coach cam, he would love that. He would buy into it and like be excited himself. I think it's just so good to, I think, match cars to the players as well, to faces, so you can see people on the RLCS, then go and see them stream, go and see them at an event, and you have that tie to them. One thing, I think, just add names. I think that's another brilliant thing that they could do. Nice and easy. The only way that I know who is who from players that I've not seen before is because I know it's alphabetical. But that's not actually said anywhere either, so I think having names on them would be the only change. Yeah,
I found that out from the subreddit. I didn't know that myself. That was something that somebody figured out. And it's like, oh, that's really clever.
Yeah, makes sense.
Got to say, with the tactical timeouts in general, credit to Scheist on Twitter, who said, "Hey guys, as viewers / as fans / as players, if you're seeing this tweet, what did you think of this?" So Psyonix are actively looking for feedback on this new feature, and I'm curious, Miller, as a player, if you were to have a platform, what would be your feedback in general about the tactical timeouts?
I love it. I think it's very, very good. It makes things feel like more professional, even though it doesn't really change too much. And I never really even thought about considering it, because usually when you're not being casted, you just ask the opposing team to just wait a minute, someone has to poop or something. I don't know. No, I think it's a great idea, especially for the mainstream, and having the cams on there, so not just have a blank screen.
Tell me you did not use the tactical timeout so Freakii could go for a shit.
I was. That's actually the first thing I asked. But no, I haven't. But it's good to know that when it's like a best of 7 bracket reset, that I do have like 2 minutes to poop.
You can replace your webcam feed with a still image of you just sitting there in silence, and nobody would know the difference, because apparently during tactical timeouts you guys don't talk.
Maybe all 3 of them went for a poop, and it was just all like there's still pictures on their cameras.
Don't tell them.
Oh my god, it was.
I mean, considering, Smilla, that you and Freakii did play from the void, you could just poop into the ether,
true.
and nobody would ever know. You, young man, need to set a better example and put a little lamp on.
It was so
because it's
dark.
not good for your eyes, young man.
I don't even know why it's so dark. Like, I can see perfectly fine. Like, in the webcam it's like pitch black, but it's actually not that dark. I even have like I have like LED lights behind my screen, and I always have those on in the evening.
Really?
But you couldn't see them at all.
Oh, like ambilight things.
It was so funny, like, just because yours and Freakii's cameras being next to each other too looked like you were in the same room, like awkwardly close, like playing together. Yeah, it was great. I think tactical timeouts are great. I think cameras are great. I love that Psyonix / Scheist were looking for the feedback.
Yes.
For it, just that is such a breath of fresh air. And it was awesome.
Agreed.
Yeah. Cole, it was our first weekend, right, on the main stream as well? Like, we've not actually even discussed that, and I'm not even put it in notes.
Yeah, we haven't done a Poddy C since Stumpy and I were introduced to the mainstream only for EU. It was quite funny, actually. The other day after I'd streamed, this was after our long one, Stumpy, where you streamed for 5 hours, I streamed for 7, with crossover of both of us in the middle. And after that, I raided Wavepunk, and because I was excited to see Wavepunk streaming because he rarely streams. And then I was sort of having a chat with him, and I was like, I'm chatting with an actual RLCS caster. I was like, wait a minute, I am an actual RLCS caster, but I still don't see myself in the same category as your Wavepunks and your Gibbses that have been doing it for 5 years now.
Yeah,
Such a long time.
I don't see you there either.
Yeah, exactly. So one day I'll earn your respect.
And I don't think I ever will, is what I'm saying.
That's fair. You keep me on my toes. You keep me working. That's why he's a good teammate. That's how you meant to talk to your teammates. Just say,
yeah, I'll take that.
Freaky, you're shit.
Yeah,
that'll really
fucking help out.
Encourage him.
The one thing actually was from the first series and first game that we casted was the longest overtime in RLCS history. Straight off the bat, where earlier in the day, BDS and Aether set the record at 11 minutes 59 overtime. The previous one was 11 minutes 12 seconds. It was NRG Cloud9 or something. And then literally an hour later, they set it again versus Galaxy Racer. 15 minutes and 19 seconds was the new longest overtime. And Cole, we've got a running joke with Shogun and with Johnny Boy, or mostly with Shogun, where we say normally we get the great series, like we get the grand finals. We got the bracket reset with BDS Giants in our grand finals. It went to 13 games. It was amazing. And Shogun always says to us, guys, please just get a boring series. Please just get just a shit series. And then maybe me and Johnny can have a chance of getting like a really good one. And it was so funny, Cole. The first one we had was another like 3-minute record breaker. I was shattered after game one. 15. I don't think I've ever had a 15-minute overtime in Champ 3 ranked. I've not, no.
I never did in Battle Cars. So in 10 years... more than 10 years, in about 12 years of playing car-based soccer games, I've never had anything approaching that long as an overtime. And then the very first RLCS cast, that's ridiculous. Like, Smilla, I don't know if you can remember any of your long-ranging overtimes. There is an overtime of yours that I do remember, your first ever in the RLCS, but lengthwise... We can subtly transition to that, but have you had any long ones?
I had like an 11-minute overtime, I think, or 12, I don't know, against, I think it was Sixtense Existence, I don't know what the Spanish organization is called, which was in all RS qualifiers, like 2018, I believe.
Did you win it? Did you win it? Can you remember?
So it's a long time ago, but yeah.
God, yeah, I mean, I can't imagine. It was 15 minutes as well of really good gameplay. Yeah. It wasn't sorry, Freaky. It wasn't a Veloce Renegades overtime where it was one of the most boring series I've ever seen in my life, where it was just ping pong for 10 minutes or whatever. It was actually incredible gameplay. It was so high level as well. And the final goal from Arju to air dribble it, cross pitch over 2 players, matrixing, dodging round monkey move, which I didn't even notice at the time, and then going top corner with it. It was perfect. And that series ended up being a reverse sweep for BDS. Like, it was huge. It was so good. I loved it. I had a great time. And Cole, yeah, it was a good old weekend for RLCS, everybody involved, really, I think.
It was a good old weekend for RLCS involved. I do want to go back, though. Because the very first series that Stumpy and I had on the main cast, we had the Galaxy Racer BDS overtime. And the very first series that you had in the RLCS was, I think, one of the more memorable moments from RLCS ever, with Singularity against Vitality.
My second series, but yeah.
Oh, was it not your first series? Oh, no.
First series
my narrative.
Was against, Reciprocity.
Yeah. Can we change history and make it so that your first series was actually against Vitality and you got the...
It was my first ever LCS win, so that's...
there you go. Okay. That'll do. Your first ever LCS win was with pull shotting K'd up via a flip reset.
Into the own goal.
Yeah, brilliant.
Was that season 9? Start of season 9?
Yeah.
Start of season 9. Because I remember that being the first week and it just turning everything on his fucking head. I was like, wait, what? Vitality just sort of meant to win right now. What's going on? All right, guys, I've got I want to be called out here, okay? Because I've been torn into a bit on Twitter.
You're an idiot. You got one eye. You're greasy. Your setup looks shit. Your lighting's bad.
Talk to me about...
Shut your curtains.
Do you want to go to the lighting, do you?
Yeah, I do.
You look like a translucent fucking fish, mate. Maybe
Go on,
you
mate,
can
carry
talk to me
on.
after.
Okay.
So after the grand finals of Europe, I tweeted, because BDS are really bloody good and they beat Vitality 4-2 and they're just sick, I tweeted saying, there is absolutely no way that Team BDS aren't just the best team in the world. They cannot be beaten by anyone, and I hope they get to shine at a LAN during their unmatched domination. In my opinion, BDS are the greatest Rocket League dynasty we've ever seen. Smilla, if you saw that tweet, or if you're only just seeing it now, what do you think I'm an idiot for thinking and saying that?
Yeah.
Okay. Next topic. So, why? What's wrong with that? Go on.
Well, you just can't know. Like, we don't know how BDS will do against any of the NA teams. I think they would especially struggle against someone like Rogue, who's just all over the place. It just that we don't know. I do think that they are the best team right now, but like we can't tell for certain. So making like a bold assumption in a tweet like that, it was just new drama was gonna come out of that.
Was it the wording? Was it the absolutely no way that was perhaps a bit strong in hindsight for Stumpy?
Yeah.
But no, but
the capital
thing is,
anyone like
anyone. Right, firstly, I went big because I knew that people would be a bit annoyed about it, but I do fully believe everything I tweeted. My thought is that, and I said this on our stream as well, that people for some reason have this thought that EU and NA have got two different levels of gameplay, where either EU is, it's way better than NA, or NA is way better than EU, depending on who you ask. I don't think that. I think a lot of people presume I think that. I think they are both...
You do.
No. I think they're very, very even regions. As a whole, just like past, like, say, the number one spot if we're getting BDS out of the way. Past that, I think they're very, very even regions. I think they would trade blows. I think in my top 10, I'd probably have more NA teams. I think it'd be 6 NA, 4 EU. And that's fine. That's completely okay. But because BDS, therefore, absolutely clap pretty much anybody in Europe, they would therefore, by my logic, and of course we can't know, it's a hypothetical, they would therefore beat any team in North America. I think that there may be a loss or two for BDS there because they're not used to playing them, and ultimately they're used to beating every European team at this point. There might be a loss or two to start it off, but I just can't see that BDS are fluking their way to the top of EU so consistently.
I actually heard a funny comparison like a few days ago, where they compared BDS to the old NRG, where they would just go 7-0 in league play pretty much every season. And when that happened, all the Americans said that NRG, best team in the world, easily they'll win LAN. And it took them quite a while to actually do so. And now we have the similar thing with BDS, but now they say it's EU who's bad and
that's a
BDS
good point.
Is good. So it's pretty funny.
That is a good point.
I think one thing as well that needs to be considered is, and saying that when I looked for some stats, thanks to Sloke as well from Octane GG, I was looking for stats for this because ultimately I don't think you can compare very well one old RLCS season to the current RLCS season. Like you said, Smilla, NRG over the course of a season went 7-0. That's a weekend nowadays.
Yeah,
that's
true.
no longer. That's not even a regional. Like, and we've got 3 of them per split, then we've got 3 splits them per season. There's so much going on that I thought was very interesting. And I went down the comparison route because I thought the greatest other dynasty, and I'd still say, in fairness, if somebody said that Gale Force Dignitas was better than BDS dynasty-wise, I wouldn't disagree. In honesty, I wouldn't disagree. I wouldn't be like, no, there's no way. I think they're very, very even. And I looked at some stats, again, thanks to Sloke from Octane. And basically, I looked at the Gale Force Dignitas stats from Season 4 to Season 6. So 3 seasons worth. Gale Force Dignitas played 123 games in those 3 seasons. And they won 80.48% of them. So 80.5% near enough. BDS, so far in RLCS X, have played 116 games. They've only played 7 less, and they've not even had 1 season yet. And they have won 81.9% of their games. So very even, but they have won slightly more percentage-wise. And the game win-loss is very even again, literally split up by 0.5%. Game win-loss for BDS is 65.2. Game win-loss for Gale Force Dignitas is 65.7. it's so close. It is so even. And I think my problem was with when, this is partially to do with T-Bates as well on the First Touch podcast, where it was hilarious. If anybody's not seen it, go watch First Touch, where he was just saying, look, Stumpy, what are you talking about? There is no way. But actually, it's very even from what I found.
You've said a lot of numbers there, mate, and I don't really know the fact that Dignitas in Season 5 averaged 4.3 goals per game, and
Season
BDS
4
have
to
averaged
Season 6 over their most dominant, that's their dominant time.
4.4 goals per game, and BDS are averaging 4.6 goals per game.
So that's not what the stats I was. It was game win loss and series win loss.
Sure,
which is actually a very vital percentage.
No, it's vital, yeah, because, like, I don't know how you can compare BDS at the moment because the landscapes are so different. BDS is more dominant in EU than Dignitas was back then, sure, but Dignitas also had to fend off North American teams who are mad fucking up for it. I can never really get too engaged in this conversation. I'm not so good with the whole hypothetical thing because I don't think it really matters at the moment whether Team BDS would beat Envy because they're not going to play each other. So for now, I just enjoy Team BDS smashing absolutely everybody in EU, and I take that for what it is, and I love it. I love it. A lot of people, they always root for the underdog, and sometimes the Cinderella story, I love it. With Godsmilla's team, that was one I was really rooting for. But often, I like seeing the biggest, bestest, bastardiest team keep on winning, because eventually, when they do fall to Godsmilla's team in the finals, the story is going to be even better. So I struggle to really engage in this conversation. What I would say is that the only way BDS can prove it is to turn up to the next Insomnia when it comes back and beat a bunch of pickup teams and win themselves £1,000 at a LAN event.
You want them to just win Insomnia, and that's it done.
What's the phrase, like flat track bullies or whatever, where people just go and they like absolutely destroy people who are just worse than them? That's what
I don't think that's gonna happen.
I would love that, though.
I'd be so happy if we were hired to Insomnia or whatever, and then they just gave us the like team list, and it says like, I don't know, Johnson's third leg versus
Grasshopper 12.
Yeah, Bob 27's team versus Karen 19's lasses.
Yeah,
team
infused.
BDS. Like, sorry? Sorry?
You look,
Monkey
it's
Moon
really
and his
them.
mum. Oh.
That's how they can prove themselves on the world stage at Insomnia LAN.
That's the dream. That's the dream. Okay, well, I don't think, in fairness, it will be settled until we do see a LAN, but I think it's fun to think about. I
can't wait.
I am so excited. Because either way, somebody's wrong. And I absolutely love that. If I'm wrong, fair play. I'm very up for that because it's going to be fun.
Twitter's going to be like...
Yeah,
intense.
Twitter's going to be huge, and I adore drama. I absolutely love it.
And it's thanks to like people like Rettles who have been tweeting strongly about this the whole time. And I know that Stumpy, you've got involved as a sort of anti-Rettles in this debate. You've set your flag there, which I love because it is. I like to sit and watch it. I find it difficult to set my point in it, but I do like to sort of see it swirl. My hope, and I've said this a few times, is that when NA and EU finally do play, one of them just is a lot better. Like Team BDS come up against the Peeps and they lose 6-0, 7-1, like 4-0. It's like, oh, I guess NA was better.
Oh, shit.
Shit.
That's actually something I'm afraid of, because we don't know if BDS just chokes on LAN. Like,
no,
there might just be an online only
I am
no evidence.
so confident that we do not see BDS choke on LAN. Because
me too.
There's no data to suggest that they will, either for or against, in fairness. But you see how, like, we've already got Monkey Moon and Extra playing together in a LAN environment without the crowd, but, like, together at least. Mark, obviously, isn't there. But having that, you see them on their cameras. They're stoic. They know what they're doing. They're chill. The only time that we've seen Extra like properly be like tired out and knackered is after their 13-game series versus Giants, and he was absolutely exhausted.
By the way,
lol. Cheers. Sorry, Shogun. Yeah, I don't think there's much chance of them failing on LAN. And there's also that thought that not many people talk about is that BDS could get better on LAN. Teams do that. Like, other teams do get better on LAN. especially North American teams, a lot of them do perform really well in a live environment. Justin, for example, does an incredible job, typically on LAN. G2 as well, another great LAN team. They typically do really well. But BDS could be another one of them. And how fucking terrifying would that be?
That would be amazing. I would love that.
Yeah, just them finding a new level. So, regardless, looking forward
I'd also
to it.
say as well that the reason I'm so confident they won't bottle it at LAN is that this is their first season at the top level. That already is the next step up in pressure after they got promoted from what would have been the RLRS to the RLCS. People forget that they weren't in the RLCS before. So the start of RLCS X, that was their first time in the big time. And they've never looked scared. So my logic is that when they take the next step up, they'll continue not to look scared, especially when this season was so successful.
Yeah.
Smilla, you know better. Maybe it's a completely different thing and they can't be compared. So if you're thinking that, feel free to,
No,
disagree with
I
that
completely
logic.
agree. I'm just saying it might be like there might be a chance that they'll choke, but looking at the gameplay, they are always super calm, no matter like how pressured they are. So I wouldn't assume so, but there might be a chance, which would be really sad for EU.
Imagine, I will be so angry if I've been like touting BDS this entire time, and a load of Europe have been, and then it comes down to it, and then just shit.
They're getting pummeled into 12-0 to NRG.
Oh my god damn it! That would be funny though. I think it would take me a day, but then I'd find it funny. I'd be like, yeah, fair enough.
I think as the 12th goal rolls in, because Extra's on his back spinning about because he's given up. You know, like in ranked when your teammate gives up and they just spin. Yeah. I think when the 12th one rolls in, you'll be like, okay, this is quite funny now.
Yeah. Oh, it was great. Well, Carl, you actually got something that you want to share with Godsmilla.
Yeah, so this is the brand new section called Godsmilla Reacts Live. Stumpy, play the jingle.
Oh, he's here today. He's going to react live.
Okay. No, don't. Hold on. Don't look at it yet. Don't look at it. Ready? You ready for it to appear, Godsmilla?
In the dark.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
Ooh. Oh, wait, no, that's not it.
Wait a
second. Just wait a second.
What do you think of that URL?
No, shut up.
What's
Listen,
your thoughts?
Sorry that I was doing other stuff because we've got the next section, which is the fact that
stuff.
NA is Verizon 5G Spring Regional, and we'll get to that. But here we go. Ready? You ready for Smilla?
Yeah.
We're going to say nothing. You're going to read it out and then react, okay?
I can't read, but sure. Raiju, okay, that's a pretty stupid name. It's arrogant to name the team after yourself anyway. They deserve to lose. He's not wrong.
What are your thoughts?
That's such a harsh comment.
I think the support outweighs the hate, so I don't really mind. I think it's funny.
Ryu,
stupid people everywhere.
Angry?
He should have just shut his mouth, but.
Ryu, __. Do not forget the man's underscores.
Oh my
Should
God.
have just shut his mouth. Now this when I was looking back at mine and Stumpy's cast of Godsmilla's team versus Vitality, obviously keeping an eye on the Twitch chat because of my ego. This is the comment that jumped out to me the most. It's just somebody who's just not understood the irony of the whole thing at all. Because I love the fact that in his world, Acronik and Freakii have come to you and they've said, let's be called Sharp Sword Esports or whatever cool name they've come up with. And you've gone, nope, if you want me as part of this team,
it's my
Godsmilla's team.
It's my team, Freakii.
Yeah, that's not what
Ryu.
happened, just to clarify.
Oh, Ryu, you dense little boy. Well, that was a fun section of Godsmilla React.
Thank you. Play the jingle again, Stumpy?
Godsmilla's here and he's reacting.
React.
Yeah. Cole, you've got some news about North America as Verizon 5G Spring Regional 1.
This is genuinely awesome. After the last NA regional, or the NA major, was the Ford-sponsored F-150 that had the, win a Ford F-150 with the post-finals freestyle competition. NA has got another sponsor that's getting involved properly. So Verizon 5G have been involved with Rocket League for ages and the RLCS for ages. And they are now putting on a cup during the RLCS where people at home are submitting their fastest goals and their flashiest goals. And then Twitch chat's going to vote. And then the winner wins a Samsung Fold, which is a phone, I think?
Yeah, it's a phone, yeah.
How cool is that? It's just brilliant that they're getting another sponsor properly involved in the RLCS. I love it. I think it's great, the stuff they've been doing with the RLCS and NA.
Yeah, it's cool. So there's the Verizon 5G Speed Shot Challenge, where you enter in to you need to post your fastest, flashiest goal to a thread on the Rocket League subreddit, And then the top 30 clips that are picked by the Rocket League esports team, I suppose, and Verizon, they win a Rocket League Pass Premium upgrade code, and will be playing on air during the Ultra Cup, during the RLCS. And it's all like fan voted, fan submitted.
It's cool, isn't it?
It's really cool. I like it a lot.
Yeah, it's great. I'm a massive fan of that. I just love the fact that these sponsors are actively getting involved. So credit to Psyonix. We need some EU people. We need like Persil or
why not Fatty Arbuckles?
Fatty Arbuckles. They can get involved with the boobs and the minigun on their logo. Yeah.
Oh, with Fatty Arbuckles, you can win yourself a heart condition.
They could have like the chip, the best chip goal. You know, where you sort of chip it up.
Oh, nice.
Wins a portion of chips or.
Oh, you win a so someone in America is winning a truck and a phone, and Fatty Arbuckles give away some triple fried chips.
All right, you win some tits and a minigun. You happy?
Thank you. That's all I've ever wanted. Tits and a minigun. Yeah, no, it's really cool. I'm looking forward to seeing how this goes. Smiley, you gonna enter it? You can't. You're EU probably. Is it EU only? Is it NA only? Actually,
I don't know.
I presume so.
It doesn't actually say. Let's look at the T's and C's, the tits and miniguns.
Tits and, yeah.
It doesn't
I
actually
assume it's
say.
everything, but no, I'm not going to enter.
Yeah,
Aww.
that sounds about right. That's fair, though, and that's okay by me. So, yeah, another cool sponsorship going through into the RLCS. We absolutely loved when Ford had their truck that was, like, refilling boost and, like, dragging the octane off the pitch. I thought it was awesome. It was just such a nice touch. I'm looking forward to seeing what they do in-game potentially as well. Mm-hmm. That could be quite fun. Yeah. Smiller, actually, I'm going to give you dealer's choice here. Do you want to have some Twitter questions now? We can chat through them, or would you like to play a little game called... That's a weird place to listen from.
It will be, to be fair.
I'm scared of the game. I'm not going to lie to you.
You're scared of the game? Oh.
We can do whatever. I don't mind.
Cool, Cole. We've had one abstain. Where do you want to go?
I abstain.
You abstain.
You have no power here, Stumpy Goblin.
Well, no, I do have the power because I get to choose now, surely.
No, I know, and the person from that quote had the power as well. You know that
Okay.
meme? It was famous in Britain.
Okay. Let's go to weird place to listen from, purely because Smiller is scared of the game, and then we'll do Twitter questions as well. So don't worry.
Smiller, we can be a team if you want to be a team. No pro or content creator that's been on this podcast and played this game has ever chosen to be with me yet, unless I'm forgetting.
Yeah, so, I was gonna say no, but I wanted to let you finish your sentence first.
The game, for anybody wondering, is that's a weird place to listen from.
Yeah, it is, to be fair.
Where I have found a stat of a place where somebody has listened from in the previous episode of the Poddy C. So this was episode 60, entitled Yogscast Bit in HD and Freestyle Competition in 2021, where I have a look and see what a fun fact it is about these places. I then get 2 truths and a lie about these places. That's right, I'm lying to people. And you guys have to guess which one is the lie. This one also as well, Cole, as a little fun fact, was our first ever fan-submitted weird place. This was DM'd to me by an absolute legend called T-Crotty101. T-Crotty. And he has submitted a place, and the 2 facts as well. He gave me a couple of facts here.
He gave you facts too?
Yeah, he gave me a couple of facts.
Did he fax you some facts?
He facsimiled some facts, and I smileyed. And this was a place called Albany in California. Okay. You guys ever been to Albany at all?
No. Can't say I have. Been to Cali. Did we go to Albany?
Never been to America, no.
Been to America? Oh, mate, next land.
Yeah, come to a lamb of us, Miller. We'll pick you up on the plane on the way. We'll drop by Berlin or whatever, and Leipzig, Hoffenheim.
Is that the two towns in Hoffenheim?
Hoffenheim, that's 3. I'll have you know.
Go for the 4th.
Munich.
There you go, 5th.
Dusseldorf.
I was thinking Dusseldorf.
I'm doing better than you thought I would.
I'll leave you at Dusseldorf.
I'm cashing out there 5. I could go for the 6 and the $1 million prize, but I'm going to take the £1,000.
Yes, cash out a Doosley D. Okay, so this is Albany, California. Again, submitted by T-Crotty101 on Twitter.
T-Crotty.
You guys have to identify which one is the lie. So, the first fact...
Wait, sorry, mate. Are we a team or are we against each other? Okay, cool, we're not. Brilliant. Cheers. One day, someone will team with me. But okay, cool,
You've still not got a teammate.
let's just be against each other. That's fine.
No, you've still not got a teammate, Cole. Cole has also yet to win.
That's not
a
true.
Single one.
I've
never
won so many. I've won about 4 of these.
He's never won.
So
So
today is your chance to win.
I have already
Maybe.
won, Godsmilla.
no, his first chance to win one. So the modern day Albany, California, was founded by a group of local women who were tired of residents of Berkeley dumping their rubbish in their homes. The women got some shotguns and kept anyone from dumping trash there and established its independence.
What?
So, the fact is, modern-day Albany, California was founded by a group of local women who were tired of residents of Berkeley dumping their rubbish in their homes. The women got some shotguns and kept anyone from dumping trash there and established its independence. I should clarify that in their homes is not physically in their homes. They're not chucking through a pot noodle into their window. It's just into the local area.
Yeah.
So what's Cole? What was the what about? What's wrong?
This is an absolute crackhead fact / lie. This whole story is mental. So
It's so American.
So they according to this, they both lived in the same place, right? Not Albany. They lived in Calbany, right? And men and women, happy as anything. And then the women met up one day and they said, "Do you know what I'm fed up with? Terry keeps getting chocolate orange wrappers, launching them through my drain pipes. I'm sick of it."
Cole, the residents of Berkeley. So Albany is a place.
Okay, not Calbany.
And Berkeley is a
Berkeley.
place.
All right,
Yeah,
so the
next to
Berkeley
each other.
The Berkeley women all met up and they said, "What we should do? Yeah, do you know what we should do? Tanya, she's good at building homes, and Felicity, she's built plenty of ditches so we could have water. Let's make a new place and call it, I don't know, like Albany. Yeah, that's a great idea. What?
Okay. Nah. It simply isn't to be.
It can't.
Okay, another historical fact about Albany, California. In the early 1800s, the King of Spain landed in Albany, California, and was impressed by the sheer amount of gold in the land, claiming it almost blinded him with how bright the beaches were.
Now, did the King of Spain know what sand was? Was he getting confused? Is that, look at all these grains of gold.
So many grains of gold, melt them. Okay, Smilla, how do you feel about that fact?
Yeah, no comment.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, he's keeping his cards close to his chest. Yeah, I like it.
Oh, what a guy. Okay. Albany, California is home to the nation's first dynamite factory, which is cool. Unfortunately, it has exploded multiple times and is now shut down.
These are some dumb facts, all of them.
Why don't you like any of these facts?
Wait, so one is a lie?
One
One's
of
a
these
lie.
is a lie.
Oh, okay.
It's not all three.
So I have to guess what the lie is.
Yes, exactly.
You have to
So-
figure it out.
Yeah.
That's what you got to
So
do, mate. Not
Okay,
guess.
I think
Not
I got it.
guess.
Oh yeah, I think I know the answer.
nice. There we go. I
Should
like
we
that.
both, on the count of 3, say A, B, or C, and then and then that's locked in, and then we take turns explaining it? Because otherwise, our explanations might.
I'll do
sway
this
each
and
other.
everything. There you
Sure.
go.
Oh, nice. Look at that. People
Yeah.
who've got the video podcast can see Stumpy typing in A bracket.
Are you
B
ready for this
bracket.
as well?
Oh, and he's bold. Oh, Stumpy.
That's good,
Wait,
isn't it?
Can I just do that and
Who the fuck do you think you are?
just...
You didn't do anything to this one. To the
Oh
C.
wait, control. There we go.
Is it Control Shift 5 or something?
No,
no.
just control U.
Control Alt 5? What's the
Control
one?
U, mate. Control
No,
U.
I'm trying to like strike through it.
You've made it. You made it grey.
And now I.
Good job. You made it
Why is
grey.
that one grey now? Okay, fair enough.
You've
All right.
Davided it. Made it.
Okay,
grey.
so on the count of 3, so it's gonna be 3, 2, 1. Answer, guys. Which one do you think is the lie? 3, 2, 1.
C.
B.
Oh, okay. So, Smilla, you
wondering
said C, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, and Cole, you said B.
I've got a feeling I know why he said C. but
Okay.
that's-
Okay. Well, Smilla, tell you what. First goes to you. Why do you think that C is a lie?
Well, first of all, I think A is the truth. So
Okay.
it was for me between B and C as well. C, because you said it exploded multiple times.
Yeah.
And I feel like if a dynamite factory explodes once, it's a big fucking explosion. If it explodes twice, and I feel like they would learn from their mistakes. So multiple times, that's probably at least 3 times. Okay. And if there is a third super big explosion, I feel like they would have learned from their mistake earlier. Like, I just can't think of anyone being that stupid to just keep rebuilding a dynamite factory and it keeps exploding. Like,
You can tell that Godsmilla has never been to America by making
Yeah, by that, yeah.
I'd also say that there's a grammatical clue for C that says Albany, California is home
Is
for
home,
nation,
yeah.
and then it's been shut down. So that did lead me towards that. But
Mhm.
my logic for B, I'll tell you what it was. A is too specific not to have been sent by T Karate 101. You
Okay.
can tell that's the sort of thing that whenever someone new comes to his town or whatever it is,
Mhm.
he goes, "Oh yeah, did you know blah blah blah?"
The
Right?
shotgun women.
Exactly, yeah, that's what they call them over there. Shotgun weddings are a different thing around here. C, I think it's just about ridiculous enough, yet again, one, to be American, and two, to be local knowledge, because these are local knowledge ones. You told us that they were submitted. Leaving B, and I think that if some people were to think about it, his mind would wander. He'd travel to Spain, to the early 1800s, and he'd introduce new characters, which isn't what an American would do. Meaning that I think it's B, and I also think that this fictional king of Spain in the 1800s does know what sand was and wouldn't have thought it was gold, because he's not an idiot.
I would just like to confirm
maybe
that it
there was
is.
like, sorry,
It's also a very gold-rich place. He didn't just confuse sand with gold.
and maybe there was like a language barrier. Like, who knows? Maybe he said it's golden, but he said it's gold. Like, who knows?
Maybe he was saying, look how much sand there is. He just really likes bloody sand.
Like, is your king fucking stupid? Does he know that's sand?
He's wearing sandals. He's
Okay, so
loving it.
I will tell you the first truth. Okay, so this one is true.
Hey.
The modern-day Albany, California was founded by a group of local women who were tired of residents of Berkeley dumping their rubbish in their homes. Women got some shotguns and kept anyone from dumping trash there and established its independence. But basically, Albany was a shithole. Berkeley was like using it to dump a load of other shit in. Like, and they were just tired. And I was like, no, piss off, stop chucking your shit over here. So then they said, no, right, we've got our shotguns. We want this to be our own place. Now I'm like, what you got shotguns for? What the fuck? We're just Berkeley. Like, chill out. And they're like, no, it's our place. And then Berkeley's like, fine, we'll just find somewhere else to dump it. God.
So it was like England sending all of its rubbish to Scotland and just dumping it and making Scotland like a massive tip.
Basically,
and then
yeah.
Scotland saying, you keep your fucking
Yeah,
crisp
keep
packets out of
your
here."
keep your fucking
Got
walkers
ya.
down there,
Okay,
pricks.
that makes more
Yeah.
sense. Okay.
Yeah, so that's what happened with that. The other truth. Actually, would you guys like to hear the truth or the lie? Which one's going to be more rewarding? Maybe the lie, because that's what we've been going for. You're trying to find the lie.
Yeah, this one is the correct answer.
Yeah, so the lie. The correct answer. God, you guys both look. You are so...
I'm scared. I
I
want to
shot,
win.
I shot.
Oh my
I am
God.
such a bad loser. Like,
Okay. The lie is... In the early 1800s, the King of Spain landed in Albany, California, and was impressed by the sheer amount of gold in the land, claiming it almost blinded him with how bright the beaches were. The fact surrounding that, by the way, is that the King of Spain did originally basically split up the local area into 3 sections in the early 1800s, but he never actually went there himself. And yeah, and it is also a very gold-rich place. So.
why would the lie be so boring though? If you have the chance to make up anything, like, why not make it like a fun story?
Well, I fucking tricked you, mate, didn't I, dickhead? Got you out.
Yeah, I'm on Stumpy's team now. We're against
Yeah.
Smiller. Woo! I've got a teammate
Yeah.
finally. The
Tricked
host.
you, Smiller. And then, then the other truth is that, yes, genuinely, it was the nation's first dynamite
That's
factory
stupid.
that repeatedly
stupid.
exploded. And they were like, just rebuild it, I reckon. Just keep going.
They must have used it like a clock tower gonging, like, oh, must be 6 p.m.
So, yeah,
Stupid game.
There you go. There you go. That was good, that. Smelly, did you enjoy losing at Weird Place to Listen From?
No.
No. Cole, that's his first win.
No, we should have done the Twitter questions first, by the way, because now we're gonna have a tilted Spiller saying, "I don't care." Stupid
No, Smelly wouldn't do that. Smelly doesn't tilt. He's untiltable. Well,
Get
that
yourself
was.
in the void, mate, and cheer up.
True.
I'm gonna put out an open call. If anybody else has any of their local places that they listen to the podcast from, that they want to DM me some facts about, at Stumpy Goblin. Don't at subpar BNHD because Cole can see them.
Yeah, good
At
point.
Stumpy Goblin. on Twitter or on Instagram if you really want to. That'd be weird, but if you'd like to. Do that. Send me some DMs. Let me see your weird local places, and maybe they will come on the podcast. Now, cool. Twitter questions. Smilla, you ready to chat to some of your fans?
Yep.
Right,
Yeah,
the first question is from @FinnaDT to Godsmilla. How do you feel about losing to esports in a Gfinity a few years ago while teaming with Aztral and Stake?
God, that's such a good.
Oh, that was funny actually. One was I was trying out with Stake, which is like a pickup team. We knew we weren't gonna team like with Aztral or anything. Just like it's a Gfin. We all like want to play, so we just play it. Second, Aztral got so tilted, and he just like we went into like OT and like the series before that, and he stopped talking and scored like a ceiling double touch. I don't fucking know, and just instantly left the game. Like he won us the series with like an amazing goal and just left and didn't say anything.
Oh my god!
After winning.
But no feelings about that. Me and Stake, we really wanted to team, and we actually did with Chacaron, and we like tried to force to make it work, but it never actually worked.
Chacaron,
So,
I remember
no,
it. Chacaron was
feelings.
lovely.
I feel
love
like
Shaq,
the problem with Aztral on that day is that he wasn't wearing his stripy red and white T-shirt, which I was a massive fan of.
You loved his T-shirt.
I did love that. Yes, that's the best thing about player cams, by the way, that you can judge people's clothing. Like, you know, everyone's got these esports jerseys on now. We need more unsigned teams, I reckon. Too many orgs in the pot, ruining everything and making sure that you can't sort of, if you wore that lovely T-shirt on RLCS, it'd be great. Anyway, from @MuteVickers, Godsmilla, the question is, Godsmilla or Godsmilla, and why?
Godsmilla. And the same question has been asked by one of the Gfinity admins, because he asked how he should pronounce my name, and he said, word for word, is it Godsmilla or Godsmilla? Which sounds the exact same when you say it first. And I just looked at him like confused, and I explained it to him.
You looked at him and said, yes.
Yeah, I was so confused.
It's been a trend on RLCS where notice Shogun started doing it as well, where he's now saying Godsmilla. I'm sure it's Godsmilla.
Godsmilla is what I'd say.
Yeah.
And it is Godsmilla because it was actually not me who came up with the name. It was my brother when I was like 12 or so, or 11, I don't know. Because I got my, I like downloaded my first ever game. It was League of Legends.
League of Legends was your first ever game?
Like, obviously I played like PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 2 and stuff.
Okay.
But my first ever PC game, online
PC game, yeah.
And I didn't know anything, so they asked me to type in a username, and I just looked at my brother like helpless. And I don't know what went through his head, but he typed in Godsmilla like without much hesitation, and he capitalized the G-O-D, and then had the rest small. And I had that for years. I think I had that since like till 2017 or 2016. And then I was like, it looks kind of stupid with the G-O-D capitalized, so I just only have the G capitalized now, and then Godsmilla. But now people ask me how to pronounce my name.
Yeah,
but
is
then again,
Smilla a thing?
so many people
Does it sound like anything in German?
Yeah, true. I'll call you Smilla.
No, it doesn't mean anything.
That's such a specific, actually
It
good
works,
name as well,
and
though.
it sounds a bit like Godzilla. And
yeah, exactly. That's what he
suits
said
you
as well.
weirdly. Like, you look like a Godsmilla. Do you know what I mean? Some people's usernames like, you know, Cool Cole. Doesn't really.
He's not cool. Yeah, you're barely Cole on the best.
That's
of
true.
days.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, next question is from Matthew Brown, 62. Does Acronik have the potential to become better than Justin? That's a huge question.
That is a big question.
He's played a single RLCS series, and Matthew Brown's looking to the future. Sorry, weekend rather.
I think Justin has been like considered the best, or at least like top 5 for years now.
Mm-hmm.
Forever.
Potential, probably yes, but then again, I would say many players have the potential. It's a lot about like how consistent you can be, how motivated you can stay, how good like you can be mentally. So I think potential 100%. If it's actually gonna happen, I don't want to make like any bold predictions.
Mm-hmm.
But
That's
like
fair.
just raw talent wise, I'd say so. Yeah.
That was a coded compliment to you and me, Stumpy. What he's saying there is if we just put in the hours of grinding Rocket League, we have the potential. Okay, fair enough.
Okay, cool. Good stuff.
2, Godsmilla. How did you end up teaming with Freakii and Acronik? What do they have that's special? What do they have that's special that made you want to team with them? From @HenrikZizen.
I always wanted a team of like one guy that just does his job, which is Freakii, and one dude who's just all over the place, just messing everyone up, which is Acronik. So they're all like just playstyle wise, they're already like kind of what I was looking for. And Gnekflo, Acronik, and Rob, they played like RLCS season before, and they got top 16 actually. They did really well. And then I think they failed to qualify for the regional after, but that doesn't matter. We ignore that. And Gnekflo and Acronik asked me for tryouts, and we did tryout, and it didn't really go. It was okay. Like it didn't go badly. It was okay. And then Acronik came to me and was like, "Yeah, you want to try out others?" And I said, "Sure." And then I messaged Freakii, and we tried out, and then we teamed.
Oh,
makes sense. Okay, next question from @Dobzilla. What? No. Out of every team that put you on the bench, which team would you want to go back and destroy with your new team?
I don't really care too much. I'm not gonna lie to you. Obviously, I would love to beat Scrub and the other two. But
the other two.
But I'm not really looking for revenge. Like I don't care about that.
Too easy, isn't it, mate? Too easy.
I mean, that links quite well, actually. It's something we've not brought up. We should have done. @QB_, how do you feel about the Godsmilla bench jokes? Are they still amusing, or are you getting tired of them?
Oh, they're hilarious. I love it.
Okay.
At least when I win. After a loss, and people are like, "Oh, he's gonna get kicked," then I sit there like, "Come on."
That's fair.
You've
but
taken
I know it's
it,
just jokes, so I don't mind it.
You've taken it so much better than I 100% would have done, than a lot of pros would have done as well. I think I always felt annoyed on behalf of like whenever I saw like jokes about it as well, and during certain broadcasts where
oh my god, yeah, that
where
was
jokes didn't quite land.
That was not a great grid example.
Yeah,
that was way too soon. Like that was like the first actual tournament after I was benched, I think. And like even just me like having like the mental like how do you say strength to just go there and cast like the team that benched me.
Right?
Oh my god, yeah.
And then he's like talking about it. Then he says he doesn't want to talk about it, but he talks about it. And fun story, actually, I was so tilted and I just couldn't be arsed anymore. But since I just love SNG, I love the organization, I was like, yeah, I'll just sit through it, whatever. I just joined the Shift Discord, and so many people joined after me, and I just talked to them like during the interview with Beethoven.
Yeah.
So just let my frustration out a little bit. But yeah,
that was
rough.
Yeah, that was rough. Everyone doesn't know what we're talking about. Just like see if you can go back if you want to see it. It's on the Singularity Grid stream, and it was, yeah. I think that's one of those moments where looking back, it's a clear line. Joke didn't land. Me and Cole said jokes that don't land as well, and it's like, oh god, right?
Yeah,
that didn't
I don't
quite
think
work
it was
out
joking,
how we wanted.
actually. Like it was like a sincere like interview kind of thing.
It was
just weird.
Just
the fact that we can't
watch.
tell the difference doesn't lend itself well either way, with it being sincere or it being a joke.
My instinct was to step in. Like that's the sort of thing that in real life I would, if I was there, I'd steer the conversation away from it to make sure that nothing bad happened. But all I could do was watch.
Mate, I'd throw fists. I'd chuck a few mortars down Rage and see what happens.
You just start punching Smilla. It's like, stop me, it's not Smilla's fault. Leave him alone.
Fuck you, Smilla.
You made this happen, Smilla.
But yeah,
okay. So funny when you're winning, less funny when you've just been beaten and you're raw. I get that.
But if it's like just for the sake of the joke, like I don't mind it at all, even after I lose. Like I might not find it funny, but like the day after I'll find it funny again. So
that's fair.
fine.
I also want to mention on that broadcast, the Pash was casting too. I believe it might have been like the next day or something, but it was like in amongst like some of those grid streams. He did a great job doing the casting then as well. Yeah, Pash is absolutely fantastic. He deserves a lot of a look in generally for any like if there's like German RLCS streams or something or just anything. Pash is absolutely fantastic. Very
his English is
professional
perfect as well.
Yes,
I believe.
I didn't even know he was German.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's fantastic. We've worked with him previously. He's great. People should definitely give him a lot more credit than he currently gets.
Agreed.
Next question is from @Derpifire. Smilla, what's your favourite moment that's happened at a LAN event that you've been to?
Moment. Oh, there's a lot. Just considering like the LANs that I actually played or the moments that happened while playing.
Mm-hmm.
It was definitely DreamHack 2019, which is where I played with Didris and Distan, and we upset Envy.
Oh, is that London Esports?
Esports.
Yeah.
How did we? There's no reason why we should remember that still.
That was amazing. That was the most fun. That was my favorite series of all time. That was the most fun I ever had playing the game.
Really?
So yeah, I'll never forget that moment. It was amazing.
Oh man, LANs. They should bring those back, I reckon.
Yeah.
That's a good shout. What about non-player moments? So what about like a non-player moment, like
Unplayable. There's so many. There's so many.
What's the first that comes to mind if you can't think of your favorite?
First that comes to mind is GFIN, where we went to Spoons after, and like the night went long, and everyone went to a club, and I was 19 at the time, so we were like, nice, we can get into a club, it's fine. But then the club was like for 21 or older or something for some reason.
Was that Fabric? Was it the one that we got a taxi to?
I was drunk. I don't remember anything.
I think it must have been where you were dancing with
I remember you being
on the
really
thing
cuddly,
or something.
Smilla. And you were just being very sweet and like trying to like being with everybody, and it was very nice.
Yeah, no. So I just stood there in the line, and the bouncer was like, no. And I have someone else like in front of me go in, and then he just pushed me out of the line. I stood there, and then like one after another, like Crow came to me because he was not 21 either. Then Roniki came to me. Roniki's girlfriend came to me, and then Aldenta, my teammate at the time, he felt the need to take care of us, so he joined us.
Oh.
And that's when the nice night started. Like we were looking for another club, and we were just walking around London and taking like an Uber somewhere. I don't know. We just followed some dude in some jacket and hopped in a taxi and just drove somewhere else. And then we went into some other club, which was I think there were like a bunch of hookers there, and they were like selling drugs in the bathroom. Like it was, I don't know where we ended up.
That sounds rough.
And then
Wow.
So we got out of there, and then a lot of like people just approached us, just having fun, and that was amazing. Like we just stumbled drunk around London, like in the middle of the night, and then everyone kind of left, and it was just me, Aldenta, and Crow.
That does sound cool.
We went back to our hotel, and Crow couldn't get home anymore, so he stayed in our hotel because we had a spare bed. And then I stayed up all night to take my flight back home.
That was the one where Data, who lives in Sweden, found out that he needed to be at Heathrow Airport in like 40 minutes or something the next day.
That was the night.
It was, because he was with me and Johnny, because we were in, it was a club called Fabric, 15 quid entry, which was just disgusting. It was £11 for a single vodka Red Bull.
Yeah, it was.
And I got around, and I was livid.
What? Did you?
I got around for like 10 people. I spent 100 quid on 10 drinks that were
Why did you do
shit.
that, mate?
Because I didn't know they were 11 quid. I looked at the thing and I was like, fuck. And then we got back to Johnny's hotel room. And I was sleeping on like Johnny's sofa bed or whatever. I was getting in bed. Then Data like walks in and goes, I need to be in Sweden. We're like, what? And he was like, what time is it? And it was like 7 a.m. And then his flight was at like 8:30 or something. And he was like, I need to get an Uber. But he had to get an Uber across London, like approaching like sort of a rush hour-y time. He's like, I need to go. And so he ran out of the hotel. And me and Johnny like stayed up, looked out the window to see him stumbling on his phone. Massive bloke trying to order an Uber, like literally dragging his backpack on the floor behind him. It was so funny.
Bring back the Elite Series.
Bring back the Elite Series.
That's what I need to do. Final question is from @NDSPlays, who is the producer for Endpoint, someone that Stumpy and I know well. She says, Godsmilla, who made the overlays for your team's RLCS X stream last week? It was gorgeous.
Oh, I wish I was better with names, but it was the Sunderlad and his crew.
Okay.
They're amazing. Like they just messaged us asking if they can cast for us, and we obviously said yeah.
Oh,
And
they're the guys who casted.
They are yeah.
I was watching.
They are
the,
so underrated. They're so good.
Yeah. I was watching the grid qualifying stream yesterday, and they were brilliant.
Yeah.
I didn't know either of. Are they at uni or something? They look like they were in halls. I couldn't quite tell. Maybe you don't know, but either way, I hadn't heard of them, and they were very, very good. So make sure you guys check out the Godsmilla's team broadcasts on twitch.tv. It's just Godsmilla, isn't it? Your Twitch username?
Yeah.
/Godsmilla. Make sure you check that out.
And they're super underrated. I don't know how they don't have more attention yet. Like,
they will, I'm sure.
I need to watch. I need to give it a look because I've not seen these guys. So
really cool.
Nice. Godsmilla, thank you so much for joining us for episode 61 of the Poddy C. It has been great having you. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me. I finally got on here after asking for about a year and a half.
Oh yeah, you're good now. We're gonna try and reap the reward. Imagine if we got you on while you were shit, and then now you're here. Now you're good. That's good, right? Surely.
It's true.
You don't look impressed, right?
Yep.
Please say yes. Please. Thank you very much, Smilla. Thank everybody for listening as well. If you want to help support us, go to Cole's done a breath.
I have done a breath because I've just seen in Twitch chat it's Aztral with an S and Tofu or Tofu.
Yeah, true.
Awesome.
That's the name.
The casters. Check them out.
Awesome. Okay, yeah, definitely check them out. So Astral, Aztral, and Tofu. What a guy. Thanks so much, everybody, for listening to Poddy C number 61. If you want to help support us, go to patreon.com/subpar, but in HD. That is what helps fund these podcasts. And if you do, we will tell you to fuck off. And Cole, you can also buy some merch, can't you?
Yep, shop.subpar.gg. You can get a hoodie like the one I'm rocking. You got any subpar trousers on, Stumpy?
Yes, mate. We sell jeans now. We don't sell jeans now, but I am wearing jeans.
Any Smilla's team merch on the way? Godsmilla?
Ooh.
Oh, that would be amazing, but no.
Right. If only. Thank you, team. We will see you in episode number 62. Are we waving? Is this what we do now?
Yeah, let's wave. Less relating.
Okay.